Hashem Kudushabihu Ushihinte Bihilo or Himalaya Chimuki Kakovke. Bidasham Shem Kozreo Kolam.
Amen.
In terms of how we live our lives, there are parameters that kind of guide us if we're on target. And they're actually the same patterns we look at in relationship as well. Time, space, energy, meaning, value, efficacy, and in the middle of that is creating the time, space, energy, meaning, value, efficacy to continually experience the divine. So what does that mean? Well, time is an interesting aspect because we have to organize our time to be present. Time is also, in a sense, an element. What do I mean an element? Well, people are very fast. Copper people are like water. Element of water, very kind of slow and easy going. Vatas are a little irregular. But nevertheless, there's a time element here. So we have to understand that time element having to also do with intensity. And then space is in essence your environment. We want to create an environment in our lives, okay, that supports our overall function. Most people like a friendlier environment rather than a hostile environment. But we all pick our environments, and that's part of the story. Okay, but we have to be aware that we are picking our environment. Energy is organizing ourselves so that we're on when we're on. Organizing our lives so we have energy that's focused at the right time and in the right space. When all three come together, then another dimension happens in this very interesting Star of David, and that dimension is values. What do you mean values? The cosmic values, the eternal values that we see in the Vedas, the Yama-niyamas, the energies of the 10 speakings, the flow of the Tao. There's values of, which guide us in how we live our lives. And there's meaning. Now for each of us, the meaning's different, in a way. But if we're leading our life with meaning, it adds a great depth to it. In India we talk about the word dharma. Okay, we each have a particular dharma that we're meant to unfold at a certain point in time in our life. Meaning. Okay, and then that all comes together with efficacy. And what's efficacy? A result. So we have the meaning and value are at the head, and then the heart is, how we're kind of living the energy. And then finally, that's 6 values, 6 points. The 7th point is our connection with the divine. And in another way, it's being aligned with the divine will. So when we look at all of those pieces, and we bring them together in a focused way, then we become an emanation of the divine will in whatever the situation is. So we're really talking about a way of life that elevates ourselves and all around us spiritually. And it's really the answer to the upside down world that the prophet Isaiah was talking about. Because you can make up whatever truth you think is happening. We can call it political correctness, we can call it polluted consciousness, another kind of PC. Perverted consciousness, another kind of PC. And it's all about, are we aligned with the divine will? If we don't have roots in the eternal truth in all the great traditions, everything gets thrown off. And it's very hard to be aligned with the divine will. So as we look at what we're doing in our lives, we have to ask those questions. And I'm going to repeat them because I think it's very important for helping people kind of connect. And I'm going to add one more thing. So time, again, is our pace and also our timing. So pitas are more fast, kapas are more slow. Know who you are. Okay? Vatas up and down. You want to create a dynamic that includes that. The environment, space. Are we picking a space that's appropriate and best for our optimal manifestation? Okay? And energy is having the right energy to apply at the right time to optimize our expression. And then from that, we have values, and those are the cosmic values, and meaning for us personally. Are we aligned with that divine will and meaningful actions? Okay? And so today we look at people and be focused on power and money and things. So is that meaningful? Does it make you happy? Or does it actually cause more problems? Does it cause more depression? I mean, if we're not going in the right direction, we end up in the wrong direction. Old Chinese saying. It's a very important saying, okay? So now we're talking about efficacy then. Efficacy depends on everything being in alignment, and then our action is an expression of all of that. And then what makes it in a more cosmic perspective is that those 6 factors bring us to an ongoing experience of the divine in our lives. Now, there's one other thing. I'm going to call that passion. Now, what do I mean by that? Now we're not talking about sexual cravings, so let's get clear about that. We're talking about passion for life. And so when we're looking at the layers of the mind, okay, and they're, depending on the system, 5 or 6 layers of the mind. At the highest level is non-causal love, non-causal joy, and I'm going to use the word non-causal passion. Passion for life that comes from our inner experience that then is connected in. So there's a certain understanding that starts to run through us where, again, we have these layers of the mind, and non-causal passion is a way of life that is a really turn on, because what's the passion for? Experiencing the divine in every moment. It's a driving passion. Okay? But it comes from the inside, not the outside. We're not slaves to our environment. We're not slaves to the political environment, the social environment, the business environment. We're not slaves to that. It's our inner experience that is generating passion, not causal passion, but results in passion to the outer world, which is one really fun way to live. So may everybody be blessed with this way of life that combines all these elements. So we're able to live a passionate, love-filled, joyful, compassionate life. Amen. Aho. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shalom Shalom Shalom. Om Vitakiyo Asa.